Wait till it turns on.
Yeah?
Is the light on?
It's not on.
Yeah? It's not on.
Oh, the turret. The thing.
For now. Is it on? Yeah, it's on.
Yeah. Can I start?
Yeah.
Not on.
Mic work? Do it louder. Yeah? not live. No, the mic. Have my mic. Where's the mic? When's the mic gonna be on? How long?
Well, I need another speaker in a minute.
And then you have the mic ready? The mic will be up?
Yeah.
2 minutes. You got Slate already. 10 after. Mic work? Gotta be work. Working? Yes?
Thank you.
Pega. Agora seguir, tchau.
We are about to start our program, and we ask that everybody please take your seats. The children are welcome to go over to the Nash station, but we ask everybody to please take your seats as we are about to start our program. It's a very brief program, and in Yetz Hashem, we will be done within 45 minutes from when we start, so we ask that you please pay attention, and we will start momentarily.
You okay?
Can you text Sam how you want to call you up?
Welcome everyone to the most exciting day here in Crown Heights for the Bais Shmuel family, for the Crown Heights community, for the Anash that are joining us around the world. Today is a celebration. It's a testament as we are living in the most challenging times, in the most challenging environments, in a city that changes its course from day to day, and the news that people are packing up and moving out to other states. Today is a statement from the community, from the families of Bais Shmuel, that we are committed to spend $12 million right here in the ground and build our dream, our community center, our shul, a place where our families can come and feel comfortable, a building that will be l'shem u'l'seferes, the way it's meant to be, the way the Rebbe taught us how to build, b'harchava, And for that, we are extremely grateful. We're going to ask a child from the Bais Shmuel family to please come up and say the Rebbe's Kapitel. Following that, we will move the program along. Mr. Kamen, come on up.
Shira Malasala B'nai Basali Karasi Vayanini Adonai Yatzila Nafshi Misa Sheker Milashan Remiya Mayi Temecha Umayi Silach Lashan Remiya Tzitze Gibor Shinanim Imdachale Samayim Ayali Kidarti Mesa Shachati Im Ahale Kidar Rabas Shachra La Nafshi Im Sene Shalayim Ani Shalayim V'chi Adabehim Ala Muhammad.
Thank you very much. It is with great honor that we ask, is Rabbi Cantor here? Yosef Chaim Cantor. It's with great honor that we call upon our Moed Tzedek, Rabbi Gerelit, somebody who gives himself over, the Gufay, the Nafshay, to the Bais Shmuel community at all hours of the day and in the night, to please come up and say a few short words.
First of all, I'd like to acknowledge my teacher, who's sitting right here, whom I got many years of Shemesh from, and he should have many more years for Tzlach Rav Yazdava, and he's really the one who gives up his time for Crown Heights, not me. When we're talking about groundbreaking, I would like to discuss two groundbreakings from past history. The first one, there's an interesting story that a lot of Goyim also know, but a lot of Yidden don't realize that the source of the story comes from Tzidus. There's a very famous story about this Jew, or this guy, who lived in Poland, and he had a dream that in Paris, under the bridge, there's a big oitzer, there's a big treasure, and he had the money to travel, so he asked people to lend him money. And people said, it's crazy. He went, he ended up over there. And we all know the end of the story, that somebody asked him, what are you looking for? And he said, he had to tell him the truth. I had a dream that there is a treasure here. And the guy told him, and I keep on having dreams that there's a guy in Poland who under his bed there's a treasure. You think I'm going to go to Poland? This is the story that the whole world knows. The truth is that the story comes from the groundbreaking of Teres Tzidus. The Alter Rebbe was the first Rebbe of Chabad. Him and his Chavedim were building up Tzidus. One of the big tzaddikim, I forgot which one, it was the Faizer Rebun, and one of the big tzaddikim, he made a rule like this. Since they were starting the movement, anybody who wants to come to the Rebbe, any chassid who wants to come to the Rebbe, first you have to tell them the story of Reb Yosef Reb Zekel. Reb Yosef Reb Zekel's shul in Krakow. What's the story? Reb Yosef Reb Zekel had a dream that in Prague, under the bridge, there is a treasure. And he decided he's going to go to Prague. He went to Prague, and there were soldiers there, so he couldn't do any digging. The next day came back, the soldiers are there. Comes back the next day, the soldiers are there. finally, the general, who sees him every day coming, he says, "What are you doing over here?" So he told him the truth. So he said, haha, and I keep on dreaming that there's a Rabbi Yaakov executive in Poland. Do you think I'm going to go to Rabbi Yaakov executive? And under his tanur, under his stove, there's a treasure. So of course he went back home, he found the treasure, and that's how he built the shul of Rabbi Yaakov Reb Zekel's shul in Krakow. Says the tzaddik, any chassid that wants to come to the Rebbe first have to tell the stories. Why? Why? Because people think they have their home, they go to the Rebbe, oh, that's where the treasure is. No, when you come to the Rebbe, you find out that your treasure is back at home. That's the Rebbe. The last 40, 50 years, the Rebbe made a breakthrough in the world, the concept of shlichus. Here's the center, and we have to go out, find the treasures out there. Why do we trail the treasures out there? That where is the market? The market is here. So we keep on balancing between here and there. And therefore, Baruch Hashem, I grew up with shlichus all my life, and there are hundreds, there are thousands and thousands of shluchim who are building big meisters. And Baruch Hashem now, finally, and I have to say thank you to Rav Moshe Pinson, who also sees the treasure here in Crown Heights, and he's involved in the Keynote breaking. Since I've been involved with him, he made a groundbreaking for Keynote, groundbreaking for a mikveh, and now we're going to groundbreaking from a shul. So if I may just finish with the one line, a second groundbreaking, my Bobby and Zaidi, Reb Shalom Posner and his wife, they built up Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is one of the nicest communities. But they came in Pittsburgh in 1943. My Zaidi was first in Chicago. When the Friedrich Rebbe came in 1942 for a visit, the Friedrich Rebbe told him, Shalom, do a far in Pittsburgh and Efen Yeshiva. He was the shamish in the Bnei Reuven shul. He went over to the president and he told him that he's resigning. So the president said, why are you resigning? He says, because the Friedrich Rebbe told me to go to Pittsburgh and open up a yeshiva. And the president told him, when David wächst groß, the dort is a yeshiva. When there's going to be grass over here, that's when there's going to be a yeshiva in Pittsburgh. My parents went to Pittsburgh. The first time they came to the Friedrich Rebbe, they told the Friedrich Rebbe, this is sehr schwer. Very, very hard. 1944. And the Friedrich Rebbe said this line, which I want to tell Moshe, and to the whole Bais Shmuel community, and to the whole Crown Heights community. The Friedrich Rebbe said these words, Ihr sollt ackern und säen, und ich will gießen Tränen, als es soll wachsen. The Friedrich Rebbe said, you should plow and seed. I will shed tears that everything should grow his dance. And we're giving a commitment to the Rebbe. We're going now to acker. We're going now to plow with the shovels. And we're telling the Rebbe that he's going to have to shed tears, but these are not tears of opposite. Pukvaket is going to be tears of joy, because this is going to be a magnificent edifice, which till now we have been helping shluchim all over the place. It's going to be helping shluchim and Crown Heights. And the main thing is that from this groundbreaking, we're going to go to the main event, which is for Yudalef Nissen, and for all together we're going to go straight to the Shalayim V'Rakedesh and see the final building of the Beis HaMikdash HaShlishi. Hatzlacha Rabba.
The name Bais Shmuel is named after a chassid who immigrated here to Crown Heights, and we would ask his son, Yisraelik Muchkin, to please come up and share with us a few brief words. People are waiting to hear what you have to say. Go ahead.
Many of us know the story of when Rabbi Kunyan opened the first Chabad house. Apparently he sent a letter to the Rebbe. There was an answer from the Rebbe that many are familiar with. The Rebbe wanted that this Chabad house shouldn't just be a single Chabad house, but it should be duplicated over and over and over again, and it should be in every city in America, in every city in the world. And the idea was that there should be certain principles that'll be in every Chabad house. So when somebody comes, they'll feel comfortable in no matter which city they're in, they'll be able to find the Chabad house in that city, and they'll be able to visit and feel comfortable there. When Bais Shmuel was started, it was a revolutionary idea. I don't think there was a shul, I'm not sure, but I don't think there was a shul in 50 years, a new shul that started in Crown Heights before Bais Shmuel. In 50 years there hadn't been a new shul. More than 50 years. Nobody, I don't think anybody in their wildest dreams would have imagined the Hatzlacha. At the beginning then, nobody would have imagined the Hatzlacha that Bais Shmuel had. And more than that, how much it was duplicated over and over again, that today, I remember a little while afterwards, when a second shul opened up similar, so there was a joke going around that there was a Shmuel Aleph and there was a Shmuel Bais. Today I think there's maybe Shmuel Kuf or Shmuel Reish or maybe Shmuel Shin around the world. Huh? Kuf Chof. Kuf Chof Reish Shmuel. So I was thinking to myself, what is the godless? What is the greatness of Bais Shmuel? What does it have that no other shuls have? What is it's a base Torah. It's Take Bais Torah. There's shiurim in Nigla, shiurim in Chassidus, weekly shiurim, daily shiurim, led by Rabbi Gerard. And there's other Bati Torah in the world. A base tefillah. It's a base tefillah. Every shul is a base tefillah. I think the answer is that Bais excels and brought a base Maisim Tevim to a new level that didn't exist before in Crown Heights. I want to share, the shul is named after my father, and supposedly I'm standing here because to share something about my father. I want to share a story, one or two. It's actually not a story, it's an episode. I'm not going to pick the famous stories from the time of the war, from the 40s, the 50s. I'm going to pick something, I'm going to choose a story that's a little bit more, I think, relevant to us and a little bit closer to our times, even though the theme is the same theme. I remember there was once a younger man that called my father. The camps didn't accept his son in any of the camps. He calls my father and he asks my father what he can do about it. It wasn't a financial issue, it wasn't a money thing, because this guy was actually a pretty wealthy guy. But the son wasn't ready. The son, the camps were worried to take his son. The point is, I remember that for days, for nights, I remember in the evenings, my father was sitting for hours at a time, evening after evening, figuring out what to do with this child. How to get him into some kind of a maisit for the summer so that he's not on the streets a whole summer. It'll be even worse if he's on the streets a whole summer. So generally, how do people usually react in a case like this? You make a couple of phone calls, you see what you can do, it's good. If it doesn't work, it doesn't go. My father spent days upon days, as if this kid was his own child at the time, until he was able to figure out what to do with this child. There are stories like this on Asaf. The reason why I bring this up, it says in Sfarim that when somebody passes away, there's a void, and that void is filled by saying Kaddish. It says in Sfarim that when you say Kaddish, you fill the void of the person that passed away. When my father passed away, the Rebbe brings down, actually, for Shluchim, the Rebbe writes that sometimes instead of Kaddish, the Maisim Tevim are Leil and Nishmas, the person. When my father passed away, there was a void. Within months of my father passing away, a maisid was built that epitomized exactly that same nekuda. The nekuda that a favor, it's not just Tana'id Nateva. It's Hod Machush Tana'id Nateva. What's the difference between Tana'id Nateva and Hod Machush Tana'teva? Tana'teva everybody does on whatever level they can do. Somebody asks you for a favor, if you have a good heart, you do it. Hod Machush Tana'id Nateva means that you make it your own problem, and you own the problem, and you deal with the problem. Anybody that was by a Bais Shmuel Simcha, a chasana of a Bais Shmuel member, the people in Bais Shmuel, they don't come to be mishtatif in the chasana of their friends. It's their simcha that they're coming to. And Le'olenu, when it's the other way around and there's a tragedy, that you can see the tsar by the people, it's more than just a hishtatfus of being part of the simcha. It's your simcha. There's a technicality that this chasna or this kala belongs to a certain individual, fine. But the simcha is the simcha of every individual by that place. That's what means bringing it to a new level, when it comes to Ma'asim Tov, bringing it to a new level. By the way, I also think that this is proud when the Rebbe says in Ata Tetzaveh, the Rebbe says, today's day and age, before Mashiach, it's not enough, like the Rebbe says in Kanye, that the neshama should be the ikir, gufam tafel, nafsham ikir, gufam tafel, and that's the way Avos Yisrael. Avos Yisrael is with the guf. And that's what you see in Bais Shmuel today. Soll der Eibster helfen? When you have this Eifen of Avos Yisrael like Bais Shmuel has, so automatically you have the Kulonike Echad, automatically there'll be the Bracha of Orcheinu Avinu even more, and befrat when you come to Yud Aleph Nisan, this is the best nachas that we can give the Rebbe, this Avos Yisrael, Shaloi Be'erech. And the Rikir is, wir sollen alle Zeichen sein, to have the Brachas, soll sein, Bebonne Chayim Zeine Vicha.
Amongst the many things that Bais Shmuel is known for, shluchim around the world know that they can always count on the hospitality of the members of Bais Shmuel whenever they come into Crown Heights with their community, that they know that they are going to feel at home and that whatever they need and whatever they want will be covered and taken care of in the most gracious way, the way Bais Shmuel does it. Here with us today to represent shluchim around the world is Rabbi Yosef Chaim Cantor, head shliach in Thailand, who we will ask to come up, read the Rebbe's letter, and share with us a few short words. Rabbi Cantor.
Yes. All right.
I wrote like this. This is the letter to exactly 51 years ago. Vada Kvar, Kvar Chabad Eretz Yisrael. Tehei hanochas even apina lemazel tov, v'arehi be'isrotzen v'ahilule d'nesider engel v'gufa v'asarei shalazel, v'lizkez v'kore v'ligmara binyan, the mikdash ma'at v'kvar Chabad, v'tekef lezeh v'binyan beis mikdashenu al yidei Mashiach tzidkenu, shebnei Yisrael yetzim v'yadroma k'v'parshas ha'shavua, v'birchas hatzlacha. You may be seated. A quick story. 15 years ago, Erev Yom Kippur, somebody was arrested in Bangkok for something I don't want to talk about in the public domain. And the difficulty was, it was two fellows from the Holy Land. One of them, his wife, gave birth to a baby 3 hours after he was arrested. And they were put away, and it looked like it was not going to be a very good situation. So we called, first of all, the Rav in Eretz Yisrael, Rav Ashkenazi, Olav Shalom, at the time, just to make sure that the details that we were facing, to what level we should get involved. He told us, he gave us a psak, there's no question, it's Pidyon Shvuyim, do whatever you can to get them out, and it doesn't matter what. So, Erev Yom Kippur, we had the ear. Again, some things you can say, some things you can't say, you'll figure out the details. We understood that there was a way to do the needful, and if there was $200,000 that would be made available, then, then it could be a pidyon shvuim. But what are we going to do? Erev Yom Kippur, we're running around, and the amount of the people we know in Thailand, the people I know outside of Thailand, but still we were still far away. So somehow, I'm not sure how, somehow Bais Shmuel became aware, and after Yom Kippur I start getting phone calls, and the credit cards start coming in, and the wires start coming in. Turns out that on Bais Shmuel, on Leil Kol Nidrei, apparently, there was it was Dudi, you did it? Leil Kol Nidrei, there was an appeal. And what was Bais Shmuel busy with Leil Yom Kippur 15 years ago? They were busy with collecting money to a Jew that they never heard of before, who's sitting in Thailand, whose wife just had a baby. And I got to tell you, they were very disappointed, like I was, when that money that we took care of, and it went to where it was supposed to go, but the person didn't deliver what the person was supposed to deliver, and the person, and this mishpacha, this guy and his friend landed up sitting for 7-8 years, or maybe something like that, in prison in Thailand. Now here's what happened. That wife was dedicated, she didn't live Thailand, and she stayed with 2 kids. She already had one, and the new one that never saw his father. He was born 3 hours after his father was arrested. They stayed in Thailand, they went to Armaisdus, and then they were transferred to Israel, the prisoners, and they were released in Israel. In the meantime, these 2 children, this wife became a Balas Tshuva, the 2 children became educated in Moses Chabad, in the educational system in Thailand. They went on to Lubavitchi Yeshivas in Eretz Yisrael, and if I'm not mistaken, they both won the girl. There was some kind of a program in Eretz Yisrael to come Yud Aleph Nisan to the Rebbe. They both won the girl. I think one was able to come, one wasn't able to come, and didn't have a visa. But that's all started today, 15 years ago, where Bais Shmuel picked up the achrayas for a Yid they never heard of, but they knew that Shluchim needed help to help a Yid that's merchakim. It takes, this is probably one of the furthest spots away from New York, is Thailand. And that epitomizes Bais Shmuel, where every shliach comes in and he feels like a VIP, he feels like a hero. Some places where shluchim walk in, they don't always feel like a hero. But there's being in a far place, and then there's when you come back home, when you come back here, you want to go to a place where you walk in, doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing, bis shliach forever. And this kind of culture has taken root. And I heard from my brother, he was in a bungalow colony this summer, and somebody walks by him in the dark, and the guy was after a little fabregin, and he says, "Du bist a shliach von Rebbe? Are you a shliach?" And my brother said, "Yeah." He still doesn't know who it is till today. He says, "Here, take my credit card, swipe it for $1,000." It doesn't. I said, "I don't know who the guy is. I don't know." He just doesn't know who I am. He asks, "You're a shliach, you're a hero, and we want to help you." So thank you, Bais Shmuel, for building all the Batei Chabad and
So these are the little things. I remember Usher Kanofsky, Nebuchadnezzar's father, his son passed away. Came over to, what can I do for my son? Well, do a little Tehillim club, see what happens. Before you knew it, you have 100 kids saying Tehillim every Shabbos of Archim in Beis Shmuel, and it encourages every shul in the neighborhood. They give them money, it's fine, but whoever heard of coming to a shul, have 100 kids at 8:30 in the morning saying Tehillim. Okay, there's donuts, there's money, there's hot dogs, whatever else is there. So good. So I want to, personally thank the Eibishter. I want to thank the Eibishter, the Rebbe, for all his brachas that he's given us, and continues giving Beis Shmuel. And it's really a schus to be represented here of the Shchuna Crown Heights with Beis Shmuel and everybody. Remember here in Beis Shmuel. I'm just going to end with a little joke. A guy once told me, I was speaking to a friend this morning, he says, once a darshan had to go to a shtetl. I was talking about perverters. He goes over to the Gevir, he says, give me a favor, give me a couple $1,000. He says, okay. He says, I'll give it to you back, don't worry. He says, what? He puts it in his pocket, he gets up and he speaks. He's finished speaking, he goes back to the Gevir, he gives it to him in his hand, he says, what was that all about? He says, the Netzach Gar Anders for $1,000 in cash now. So, he said, Netzach Gar Anders, when I'm here today, we can finish the building. And Baruch Hashem, before I call up Sam to wrap it up and do the groundbreaking, and Mitzvah Hashem will call up people to say a few words. I just want to mention one individual, because I met him Friday afternoon at 7 o'clock. And I went to his house, and his name is Rachmiel Jacobson, a very famous philanthropist in the neighborhood. He's there for everything and the first thing. And I said to him, Rachmiel, what do you think? He said, listen, for this community represents who I am. I want to be participating, and Baruch Hashem, he announced that he's going to be sponsoring the shul in his father's honor. So I'm going to ask Sam to please come up. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming. And don't forget, it's the Rebbe's Yom Haledos. Tell your children it's 120 years. It's never too late to become a good chassid of the Rebbe. Shkoyach.
Okay, we're going to call up people to please come up. Take a shovel, put a shlapa on, take a photo, and then pass the shovel and the helmet on to your spouse if you want, and we'll do an Ezras Nashim on this, whatever, and then we're going to move on, but we are going to try to give everybody the proper honor and respect that they deserve, and we'll try to do it as quickly as possible as we are wrapping up this program. Moshe forgot to mention a few people, but I think what I forgot to mention to Moshe is, when he calls you, you block his phone. When he comes to your door, you don't answer.
I actually have it in my notes. I just got caught up a little bit. But there's a history here. So everybody knows the Epstein family. Mendy Epstein was Ben Bais by me many years in my house. And I want to mention his parents here today. Mitzvah Hashem will do something special in their honor. They gave their life and soul for Crown Heights. And the Rebbe passed away in an early age. Mayor Ronis also had to do with this property many years ago, so I want to mention his name as well. And of course, the people that took over afterwards, the Botnick family, helped us tremendously make sure this comes to reality. Thank you very much for coming today. Community, Batim, and of course, my wife. Thank you.
As you heard in the beginning of the program, Beis Shmuel intends to spend $12 million right here on this piece of property. And to make that possible, some of the bigger donors that have stepped up to the plate, we just want to take a moment and thank them. The Boimel Green family committed $3 million to this program. Our dear friends at Prune Danish, the Minkowitz and Lieberman family, over $1 million to this program. Going a little bit outside the borders of Crown Heights, our dear friend Laser Shiner, $1 million to this campaign. I'm going to call upon as many names as I can, but we'll do it in groups of 10. Please come up. Please come up, take a shovel, take a hat, go through whatever they do, and then let's try to move it along so that everybody has an opportunity. but we just want to take a moment and wish the Boimelgreen family only simchas, as Shaya Boimelgreen could not be here with us today. Unfortunately, he's sitting Shiva, and we wish him a year and a lifetime full of simchas. If anybody from the Boimelgreen family would come up and represent, that would be amazing. The Brummel family, the Lieberman family, the Rogatsky family, the Levy family, the Unick family, the Eisenberg family, the Backer family, the Muchkin family, the Eckhouse family. If you hear your name, come on up. The Feldman family, the Malamed family. We have a shovel that was used by the Rebbe by the groundbreaking by 770, and we are going to use that shovel first. The Hager family, the Skabla family, the Farkash family, the Stritsky, Drizin, Feldman, and Stern.
Make sure that the child is with you. The child.
Give me your son. Your son will be first. He wants to kid us first. Take the Put on the hat. Then you do it with the rubber shovel. Go. Put on the hat.
Once this group is completed, the Pinson family, the Putter family, the Shiner family, Eastern Parkway that is, the Schmerling family, the Shachat family. If your name was called, kindly start making your way up. Please pass the shovel to somebody else with your hats so everybody has an opportunity to participate in this amazing event. Come up and take a shovel and a hat. We specifically want children to accompany their parents. The Rebbe mentioned that the Keynote Shel Beis Rabban should participate in the Hanocha 7 Apinal.
And the women will be next.
The Jacobson family. Let's pass the shovels and the hats to the others.
Come, let's go. Put the rock.
Please pass the shovels and the hats to the next group. Will the next group of people come up? The Rochester family, the Brickman family, Drizin family, Greenwald family, the Kanofsky family, the Marazov family. My dear friend Zalman, where are you? Come on, Zalman. The Niyazov family, the Popak family, the Rappaport family, the Rubinstein family, and the Sanderson family. Ellie, come on up. We would also like to ask that our architect, Shaya Shore, please come up. And will a member of the Raskin family please come join us as well? My dear friend, Shochan Tov Shmuley Raskin, please come up. Let's take the shovels and the hats and please pass them around. We need the Fagenson family.
Sammy, you also have to do it.
Zalman, I got you, Zalman.
The Kane family, the Kops family, the Lang family, the Madali family, the Minkowitz family, and the Wordy family.
That's the guy with the music and stuff.
We would like to call upon someone who helps this community non-stop has an open heart, has an open checkbook, and gives in the most meaningful way. Yossi Popak, Joe Popak, please come up.
Let's go. Nick. Let's go, right there. Let's go. Where are my kids? Yeah, take your kids here.
Yes, my shoes.
Come here, we'll fix it. Come here. Come here. Hello. Have a shot. Give a shot. Давай. Here, right there. Hello. Come here.
Isaac.
And look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Sam, pull the ladies up now.
Can we ask the ladies to please come up? Will the men please go to the side and let the ladies come in?
Ellie.
We called the Malamed family, and it would be an honor for us to call upon Sam Malamed to please come up and represent his family with a shovel and help us with this important event. We welcome, representing the entire Chabad globally, my dear friend Yedid Nashi, Dr. Per Pinson. Welcome, welcome. Virgil. If anyone sees Virgil, send them up. Virgil, take a hat, take a shovel.
You gotta take a hat and a shovel. Got a picture.
It's with great pride and joy that I welcome the Fagenson family all the way from Empire Boulevard for joining us and gracing us on this amazing day. Thank you so much. We know it wasn't easy. Can we make room? Can the men go to the side so the women can participate? Guys, Moishi, take the women over here and let them go. Guys, give the shovels in the hands to the women. Give the shovel in the hands to the women.
Stop me 1 second. I also want to give a shout out to a few very, very special individuals who worked overnight for the last couple of months making this happen. board members of Bais Shmuel Chabad, Zalman Stock, Shia Rochester, Yitzi Kamen, Zalman Skabla, for all the entire effort, non-stop, what they have done to make this a reality. And if I miss anybody, I apologize. We love you all. My building today, Shkar.
Music.